Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to this video, which is one of my Ukraine update videos, and sweeties, I owe you actually an apology because this video was supposed to go live last week on Friday before the weekend, but I was actually sick Thursday and Friday and I couldn't film, and usually I have to film these videos like on the same day when I'm posting them because so much is happening and it doesn't make a lot of sense to pre-film them. So that is, I just couldn't do it, you know, and also now I'm very much under the weather still, but I'm trying, okay? So I'm going to get a few things out of the way first of all before we get into the update, because I just have to put it here at the beginning of the video. So first of all, if you've just found me, I'm Leorah, makeup artist and stylist, and I'm living for colorful makeup and colorful styling. So if that is something that you like, then please of course join my channel. I would absolutely love to have you here. This year, if you just found me on account of this video, this is one of my update videos about my brother's work in Ukraine. Of course, I'm going to also link the playlist with all of these videos here so you can catch up. Beyond that, just know that this is a beauty channel, and usually, and also after all this mess hopefully is over, we're going to go back to purely beauty content because this is what I do. All right, but my brother is there in the middle of it together with his wife and with a lot of other people, and that's why I'm just using my social media and also my channel at this point to just speak out and update you. Beyond that, of course, we also do have a indie makeup raffle going on. We are now at about $3,500, so we want to reach $5,000, and all of the proceeds will of course go to my brother's work to support him in Ukraine. So feel free to enter. No matter how much you give, you will be automatically entered. We will have several winners, and the biggest donor will get one big prize, but we will have beyond that more winners, at least 5 winners who will also get really nice prizes. All right, so for more information, please check out my social media because all of the brands that are in this raffle and all of the prizes that you can win are posted there. All right, sweeties, beyond that, I also want to just point out this is a bonus video because I don't know why, but I've had it now many times after every video of this kind that people are unsubscribing and I don't understand. Now, I can take it like whatever because I have the faith that the right people need to be here and the wrong people need not to be here, you know? So just saying, I don't understand it though. I don't understand how people unsubscribe after these videos. I just don't, you know what? I don't. Okay, but beyond that, I'm so grateful for everybody who is here and who watches these videos and who shares them and who also is just so supportive, and beyond giving donations, beyond that, just also to me and to my family in prayers and in all your encouraging words and comments. It is so amazing, and I'm truly grateful because you guys make this so much more bearable. Maybe you also have seen in the news, if you're watching news, beyond everything that's going on between Russia and Ukraine, also what's happening in my country, which is Israel. We are going through a very rough time in our country too, so that is not easy either. So right now it is a bit like from all sides, you know. So just saying, I really truly appreciate all of your prayers and you reaching out and just being nice, you know. All right, sweeties, that is that. Now let us go into the update of my brother's work, what has been happening in the last week plus. All right, actually my brother and his wife Gabby, they have been actually working in the fields a lot. They have been sowing a lot and preparing fields, and especially my brother, of course, because he is the one who is like on the tractor and on the machines and getting the fields ready and all of these things. So actually my brother just said in one of his messages that he doesn't feel the war so much right now. Yes, they do have of course the air raid sirens, but you know, after like 45 days of war or something like this, we are standing now at 45 days plus minus, you don't hear them anymore, because if you have that all the time, you do not hear it anymore. Of course, you probably also know that the Russian army has withdrawn from the whole west, basically the west and the north, but they are moving into the eastern part of Ukraine, and that is also so worrying because it is, you know, it's very dangerous what is happening. It is not getting easier, and of course you probably also know all the very horrible war crimes that have happened and that are now coming to light, basically, and now that the Russians have withdrawn from those areas in the west and in the north of Ukraine. You know what? I forgot to also tell you something. I need to kind of clarify that, because in previous videos it has happened here and there that I have said the Ukraine. Now, I have been informed that that is politically incorrect to say it that way. And I just wanted to tell you why that still happens to me once in a while. It is never on purpose, and I'm never meaning to like imply something with that. It is purely because in some ways my mind still is German. You know, in German, you always say the Ukraine. You always say die Ukraine. And that is not meant as some kind of implication of like a political thing this way or that way. It is just the way they speak in Germany, you know? And in a way, my brain still is wired that way. Now, I'm trying to retrain myself, but just if it slips in, it is never meant to imply something. All right, so sweeties, I have to update you, of course, on a couple of things. Now, as I already told you, like not super huge big things have happened beyond, of course, that they know that the war is there, that they're seeing the refugees, and that they're trying to help, and that they're also trying to do like psychological work with the refugees that are staying with them. But they're also feeling the impact in the bakery, for example, because sometimes at 10 a.m. all the breads are sold out, you know, and you kind of feel like this is so drastic, because they used to have a certain amount of bread that lasted them the whole day, and even with the increased amount that they're baking already now, it is sold out by 10 a.m. Now, they have been able to get more flour because they don't themselves have enough flour to produce these amounts of, like, huge amounts of bread, you know? Also, I think, if I remember right, that it is a problem to get yeast, so they cannot really make dough with yeast, so they had to also make, like, sourdough, and of course that takes some time till, you know, I don't know, I'm not a baker, but you please confirm if you are, that you kind of have to, like, have it sit and feed it and something, and then at some point you can use it, and then you just keep using it, and, you know, stuff like that. So in any case, so now they're doing mostly sourdough bread because of not being able to have yeast, or at least not constantly, you know. Sometimes I guess they are able to get stuff, and then sometimes not. The supply chains are definitely not something to count on these days, you know. But what I really wanted to say is they have increased their numbers of bread and these kinds of products incredibly, to incredible amounts. And the women who are working in the bakery, they also have said, we don't want any free days. We are not, you know, we are going to work. So the work morals are really up. I think it's also because they're patriots, or they feel like they are patriots, and it's very important what they're doing. But beyond that, it's also, people are very grateful that they do have a job in these times, and they do have a salary in these times, you know. So but also my brother and his wife are, of course, super grateful for people who are staying and who are not fleeing, right? So beyond their normal relief efforts that they do, you know, distributing bread and in the village and in the vicinity, they're also now bringing, I think it is 100 extra loaves of bread, and for a small bakery that is a lot. So 100 extra loaves of bread that they're donating towards the next bigger city, where it goes to soldiers and refugees. All right, so that is what they've been doing. And now, actually, just like in the last days, there has been a new development, because they kind of connected to a soup kitchen that is in Alexandria. This is also one of the next bigger cities, and there is a soup kitchen that is serving, I do believe, 1,000 meals per day. All right, so they're having soup, probably potato and cabbage and stuff like this, maybe if they're lucky with a little bit of meat in it. But of course, these cities are full of refugees now, and these soup kitchens are super full. So as far as I know, I hope I'm giving you the right numbers, I'm doing my best, but as far as I know, they're serving up to 1,000 meals per day. And my brother and his wife, basically, and with your help, all of what I'm saying now is basically also your part of this, you know. So they are basically supplying all the bread that goes together with the soup, you know. So with each bowl of soup, they're giving out, I don't know, 2 slices of bread or whatever. So all the bread they need is being donated to them each day. So you can't imagine how they're running around in that little bakery to get all of that done, but they're doing it. So I'm super impressed, really, what they're doing. Now, beyond that, they also kind of had a bit of a miracle happening, because gas depots are being bombed. So it's very hard to get gas and diesel for their cars. Now, my brother was able to secure a big big amount of gas or diesel, not 100% sure now, that will last them for a while. So that is going to be super, super helpful. Also, of course, when they have to deliver the bread to the other cities and things like this. So that is really, really good. Now, something else that they have been noticing is that now also in their area where they live, street names are being taken down, and also the signs of the city names are being taken down. Now, that is, of course, supposed to be so Russian troops that are coming through cannot orient themselves. I don't know how much they really need that. I guess also they have now GPS and things like this, so I don't know. But that is, of course, something that is very, very known in war, that this is being done in order to just slow down the movement of incoming troops of the enemy, obviously. Now, that is that. So that is what they've been seeing. So it kind of implies that people are getting ready, and that is, of course, very, very scary. Beyond that, sweeties, there is something that my brother was really, really shocked about the other day, and that is actually an article from the Kreml newspaper. I don't know, does one say Kreml or Kremlin in English? I don't know, but it is basically the Kremlin in Moscow, right? So, and that is basically the official voice of the Kreml. All right, so the things that have been written in there for everybody to read are absolutely scary. It kind of shows you that all of these things that we are now seeing that have been happening in the cities where the Russians have withdrawn, this is not by accident, and this is not like one crazy person or two crazy people or maybe even a group of crazy people. This is what is wanted. You know, this is what is wanted, and that is very, very horrible. What does it say in this article? Among other things, it says there that that people in Ukraine have to be killed, and the ones that are not being killed have to be put into camps to kind of brainwash them into being into like the Russian line. You know, I don't really have the vocabulary to say that right, because I usually don't talk about stuff like this, but maybe you can you know, you can get the gist of it. But it is very, very horrible, and I spoke with my husband about it, and he said one has to be very, very careful with stuff like this, and also like talking about stuff like this, because the website of that magazine, the Kremlin magazine, could have been hacked or something, and someone puts this on, you know, because yes, one has to be careful these days. But there are sources of the people who are the spokespeople of the Kremlin who are saying this, who are being quoted, and just want to put it out there that if it would have been hacked, I think it would have been taken down by now, and it has not been taken down. So this is the policy, this is wanted, and this is kind of pushed, and this is also what most of the Russian public hears. You know, this is what baffles me so much, that one really hears very, very little about the Russian public crying out and standing up, and it really starts to anger me. Yes, they feel like they're in danger if they do, and a lot of people who are not happy, they're just leaving Russia. But I kind of feel like this cannot be. This cannot be. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? You know? So I don't know. So beyond that, that is of course something that also is very, very worrisome in the broader picture, because, you know, when you see those pictures from those war crimes, it changes the mindset also in Ukraine. And my brother also says, listen, it's not like only the Russians are at fault, or only they are bad and we are the only ones who are good. You know, there's always good and bad on both sides. He makes that very, very clear. But the thing is, so far in Ukraine, people have been feeling like patriots, like I said before. You know, they have been feeling like David is fighting Goliath, and God is with them, and all of these things, you know. And yes, they have been holding out way longer than anyone would have thought possible, but it kind of swings now a little bit, and people are starting to plan revenge and to like yearn for revenge, and that is of course something that can turn sour super, super fast. You know, it is like eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, you know, this kind of a concept, and that can blow up into a whole big disaster all on its own, you know? So, sweeties, we need to pray that this is going to be finished soon and that there is going to put an end to it, and that God will take care of Putin and all of the people involved, because no, it's not only Putin, you know? Nobody can do this without having like 1,000 or thousands of people around him who facilitate this whole thing. Yes, he is the head figure, and he is the one who is kind of the leader that they look up to, and who is probably also the one who makes the decisions. But if all of these people underneath him would say, no, sorry, you're on your own, then he couldn't do it. He cannot go out into Ukraine and fight them on his own. You know, good luck with that one. So there are a lot of people who are supporting him, and they kind of need to be taken care of, you know? So just saying, we have a lot to pray for. And beyond that, if you can, then of course, I always very, very much appreciate also your help for my brother. And it's not only for my brother, of course, because he is giving it straight back to the people. So it's not for him to get rich at all, sweeties. Don't worry about it. Okay, that is my update for today. Sweeties, maybe you also hear my voice. It's it's a bit hard today. I'm going to try to have this video up on the same day at my tonight. So later on today, I'm going to try to have this edited and up and live. I need to tell you though that this is now my week leading up to Passover, which is in a Orthodox Jewish household. It is a super, super crazy time. I also have 7 kids on vacation at home for now and also for Passover and shortly after. So for at least another like 2.5 weeks, I have my children at home, and I am going to be not doing YouTube during the week of Passover. All right, because I just cannot. I cannot, so don't worry about me. I'm going to be back, of course, afterwards. I just need to take off that week, because also these weeks now, these last weeks have taken a big, big toll on me. And if there is something like super, super important that I need to update you on, I'm going to do that on Instagram. Beyond that, of course, this week now, this coming week till including Thursday, you're still going to have content. But then the week after, I'm going to take off, okay? Because I just have to. I also, of course, beyond all these things, I have to be a mother also, and I'm also going to be hosting on Passover and stuff. So because my life, of course, continues as well. All right, sweeties, just letting you know that that is the case. Beyond that, of course, sweeties, I'm so, so grateful to have you here. And of course, you're going to see more of my normal content then as the week goes on. So come back for my next video. Don't forget, of course, to enter into the indie makeup raffle and check out my social media and all of that. Subscribe, don't forget. And I shall see you here super soon for my next video, makeup content. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.